step 2 of our production report using the weighted average method under the process costing system. We are going to convert physical units into equivalent units. So I'm going to pause just a moment while I flip to that tab. So here's the second step tab. We are going to convert physical units into equivalent units. And this is because we've incurred costs associated with these units, even though they're not complete, they're still in the process. But our accounting system still needs to track these costs. And in order to do that, we're going to take the ending inventory times the percentage of the completion, and then we're going to get an equivalent unit measure. And so if you see at the top, equivalent units is a measure to be used to convert partially completed units into an equivalent of full-time unit. That's because we've associated cost with these throughout the process that we're using. To calculate, we're going to use the ending inventory by the percentage of completion for both direct materials and conversion costs. Now you might also be able to picture this a little bit better if you remember or you know, sometimes companies say, okay, 2 or 3 or maybe 4 part-time employees is an equivalent to a full-time employee. So there was a calculation for anyone that was doing the ACA compliance. Universities and college use this as well. There's a formula that they use in order to determine the cost of a part-time student versus a full-time student. I'm going to pause again so we can quantify step 2. Okay, so if we look at the data given, this is in a report format. This was our initial step 1. So now we're going to use this data given, the ending inventory as it said in the initial instructions for step 2. You're going to bring down your ending inventory. This is your physical unit, so we've got the 158, we've got a 92, and we're going to take a total. Then you're going to bring down your materials, direct materials, and conversion, because you need to calculate the equivalent units for both. So here, and this is going to go right here to this calculation, and also what I have right here as a display. So this is going to be your direct materials. You want to bring down the 158, you're going to bring down the 92,000, and you're going to take a total. Units complete, that means direct materials 100%, conversion cost 100%. Ending inventory, so we have the 92 for direct materials. We know exactly with those units what the direct materials are. The conversion costs are 70% complete, so that's where you would get the 64,400, and then you would calculate a total. So that is step 2. This is equivalent units, trying to estimate what percentage is valued for the ending work in process inventory. Thank you, and I hope you do find this helpful. And we'll move on to step 3.